Fasting is a powerful healing tool that activates our body's natural repair mechanisms. In this video, I'm going to make the case as to why fasting is the cure to the ailments that you face, the future ailments that I face, and that we face as a human civilization. So stick around to the end as I uncover all the details that are going to prove that fasting will change your life for the better. I'm Dr. Nick Zarowski. Thanks for hanging out with me in this video today. Let's go ahead and dive in. The first topic that we have to talk about that's critically important when it comes to fasting and as to why it's so powerful is the topic of autophagy. When you're fasting, your body's going to enter this state of autophagy. And when this autophagy is triggered during the fasting process, the body's going to start removing damaged cells, organelles, breaking down pathogens and proteins that are dysfunctional, and as a result, reducing inflammation and promoting longevity. Whenever fasting, we have to look at when we are going to enter into autophagy, and this typically happens at the 17-hour mark. Now, there's reason to believe that those who are metabolically healthy can get into autophagy sooner than those who are metabolically unhealthy, as in you're facing pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. But on average, we can put 17 hours as a good marker as to when your body will enter into autophagy when fasting. So when this autophagy is activated, it's going to help remove these toxins, cellular waste. It's going to reduce the risk of neurodegeneration, such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease, which so many people face today, and even dementia. It also is going to support tissue regeneration. And it's for this reason that whenever I face any ailment in my life, I always turn to fasting. And something that has proven to help me, whether it's a joint ache, a skin rash, or a gastrointestinal issue. And I'm going to break down all the details as to why this is the case, and also make the case as to why if you start fasting, you will dramatically reduce the risk of all of the major diseases that so many people suffer from today. Now, the next major thing that fasting is going to help with in your body is helping you reduce inflammation. Now, inflammation is a massive problem. The diets and the lifestyles that we live today are so pro-inflammatory that most people are suffering greatly with inflammation. Whenever you're fasting, you're going to start reducing pro-inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, TNF-alpha, and as a result of that, you're going to find that inflammation dramatically reduces. You're going to find that you can help yourself overcome autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, and even lupus. You're going to find that joint pain and discomfort starts to become less and less. One of the things that you'll find almost immediately if you go into a multiple day fast is that joint pain starts to diminish greatly. And you're also going to start reducing the risk of chronic inflammatory disorders. A chronic inflammatory disorder that you know all too well is cancer. And so you're greatly reducing your risk of diseases like cancer when you start fasting and you activate autophagy and also promote that non-inflammatory lifestyle. Now, the next big thing that fasting is going to help you with is going to be balancing your blood sugar and improving insulin sensitivity. Fasting is going to help you improve glucose control and reduce insulin resistance. So if you're somebody who's suffering with type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes, you will actually be able to reverse it by utilizing fasting. Of course, a healthy diet should be involved in that, but fasting is actually the key, the ticket. I know I talk about berberine, I talk about the healthy diet, but fasting is one of the things that will turn around insulin resistance like nothing else. You're also going to reduce the risk of all types of issues associated with metabolic syndrome, and you're going to have a lot of fat loss, and you're going to start creating some hormone balance around how your metabolic system actually functions. And now, as you can see, what we're starting to do is we're starting to reduce the risk of many of the major diseases that individuals die from prematurely every year. We've already talked about two of them, cancer and diabetes. There's one other one in there, and that's going to be heart disease, which we're going to get to in a minute. This is why fasting is the cure. It's the cure to the major issues that we face today. Throughout my life, I've done 24-hour fasts, 36-hour fast, 72-hour fast, and even 96-hour fast. And I utilize 16 and 8 intermittent fasting regularly. Fasting is a powerful tool. And so once you start implementing it, you'll notice your life starts to change for the better. And it's going to help increase a good, healthy lifespan. It's going to improve your health span, I should say. Because you know what, as we age, we can age in two different ways. And I take care of the elderly every day. I work clinically with patients every day. And what I find is there's so many individuals who get into their, what we would call golden years. And those golden years are unfortunately filled with suffering, taking lots of medication, going to doctor's appointments, and not having a quality of life. So this is where the topic of health span becomes critically important. Now, let's talk about how it'll actually boost human growth hormone and muscle recovery. Now, this is important because when we're young, we have a lot of human growth hormone surging in our body because we're growing, right? However, when we stop growing, this level of human growth hormone starts to diminish greatly. Now, what you can utilize fasting for is a tool to actually boost up human growth hormone. As a result of human growth hormone being boosted in the body, in fasting actually can help boost this growth hormone up to 5 times. You're going to find that you're going to be able to preserve muscle mass while burning fat, which is incredibly important as you age and for longevity. You're also going to support your skin health and elasticity. It's going to have that huge anti-aging component to it. You're also going to enhance recovery, whether it's recovering post-exercise or just recovering from an injury in general. You know how hard it is to recover as you age. So when you boost up human growth hormone, you're going to find that recovery becomes so much easier. So this is a very, very important and critical component to anti-aging, health span, and longevity. Now let's talk about your heart, because as I mentioned, the reason that fasting is the cure is because you're starting to check off the major health problems that we face as a society today. The major health problems that people are dying prematurely from: cancer, heart disease, and diabetes. We talked about cancer and also diabetes. Let's talk about heart disease. Now, whenever you're fasting, you're going to find that it helps lower your blood pressure. If you have high blood pressure chronically, this is a huge indicator of having a cardiovascular event, whether it be a stroke, a heart attack, or something else. High blood pressure long-term is not good. So you're going to find that this will help lower your blood pressure. Now, it'll also reduce your LDLs and improve your HDLs. Now, the topic of cholesterol I know is very convoluted and it's a big myth as to what most people believe today. But the point is that fasting is going to help create some balance in these cholesterols. Now, the other thing that's very important that fasting will do for you is it's going to reduce inflammation, which we talked about, but specifically inflammation in the cardiovascular system. So you're going to find that fasting is incredibly important for reducing that cardiovascular inflammation, balancing the cholesterol, lowering your blood pressure, and also reducing the oxidative damage on the cardiovascular system as well. So as a whole, you're going to greatly reduce your risk of heart disease, heart attacks, and everything else if you start fasting. Healthy diet, exercise, and fasting is the best way to improve your heart health. It's not what most people believe, which is taking medication to improve heart health, but doing the things that your body innately has, the things that you can do at home in order to improve your cardiovascular health, are the most important ways that you can improve heart health today. Now, when you're fasting, you're also going to enhance brain function and mental clarity. Not only is this a quality of life issue when your brain actually functions like you wish it would, and you don't have brain fog and you're able to have a good working memory and recall information, but also you're reducing the risk of neurodegenerative disease, which we talked about earlier. Whenever you're fasting, you are going to boost something called BDNF. This is brain-derived neurotrophic factor. And this is going to enhance your memory, improve cognitive function. It also is going to lower your risk of dementia and Alzheimer's, which is huge. When you have a family member that you've seen suffer from this, you're going to want to do everything you can to reduce your risk of dementia and Alzheimer's. And I have actually had that unfortunate experience. I am terrified that that could ever happen to me. It also is going to help reduce brain fog and improve your focus, which really comes down to improving quality of life. So your brain health is important for you, especially as you age, and fasting is going to help you with this issue. Now we're checking off many of the major disease boxes that most people are facing today. And you're seeing how fasting is the cure and it can help you improve your life greatly. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the next issue that most people are suffering from today. But before we do, I want to remind you that I do run an incredible natural health community where I teach you all the clinical tips that I utilize daily in order to help people transform their life naturally. It's called Health Club. And in Health Club, you're going to get all the cutting edge information that you need in order to stay healthy. There's constantly new information in the world of natural healthcare. And in Health Club, I make sure that you have all the information you need. In fact, I actually ran a full masterclass on fasting in Health Club. So if you want to join my community, Health Club, go ahead and click on the link in the description below, and I look forward to seeing you there. Now let's talk about your immune system. Many individuals are suffering from immune issues today, and it has a lot to do with your gut health being so poor due to the low quality of food that is in our environment and the high amount of toxins that are on our food. Now, when you are fasting, you're going to find that fasting actually removes damaged immune cells and stimulates stem cell regeneration. In fact, whenever you start fasting, you're going to find that fasting acts as a reboot to your immune system. If you're facing an immune disorder today, I will tell you that fasting is probably one of the most profound things that you can do to help yourself overcome it. Once again, I work with people clinically every day. I do these things. I know what tools that can be utilized to help people overcome the issues like this that they're facing. Now, you're also going to find that when you're fasting, you're going to get an increased production of new white blood cells, which is important. It's like that reboot to the immune system. It's going to improve your resistance to infection, which is important. Many individuals are running to pharmaceuticals today, looking for that next shot, looking for that next pill that's going to solve their lack of immune function. What we really have to do is utilize natural tools like fasting in order to improve our immune function so that we can stay healthy. And it's also going to help with those who are suffering with autoimmune disorders. Now, I think that many people are suffering from either a high level of autoimmune condition or even a low-lying autoimmune condition in their body, which eventually will start to rear its ugly head. So we have to make sure that if we are dealing with autoimmune, it's where your immune system starts to attack your body, right? What you're going to find is that fasting helps greatly. Also, just dealing and combating seasonal allergies. If you're fasting, your immune system will be able to tolerate these typical seasonal allergens so much better because your immune system is going to be regulated and not on high alert, overreacting to everything in your environment. Now let's talk about your gut health because this is an issue that many of you face. Many people I talk to today have indigestion. You have gas, bloating, burping, chronic diarrhea, all kinds of microbial imbalance within your gut. And as a result, this is causing a lot of these immune system disorders that many of you face. Now, when you fast, here's what it will do for your gut health. Fasting is going to give your digestive system a break, okay? It's going to help you if you're suffering from leaky gut. It will help repair that gut lining. If you're suffering from IBS, it'll help calm down your gut. It'll help lower inflammation in your gut. It'll also help balance your microbiome. Your microbiome refers to the bacteria, the pathogens, all the different things that are living within your gut. When you're fasting, you could actually kill down a lot of the fungus, the candida, potentially even parasites that are living in your gut. Typically, if you're going to kill parasites, that's a longer term fast. However, fasting is going to be that reset for your gut health. In fact, I take care of many people who suffer greatly with gut disorders, and I have found that just like insulin resistance, it's a must if you want to solve those blood sugar issues. If you want to solve your gut issues, fasting is a must. Throwing in a 24-hour fast once a week, intermittent fasting daily, doing a 3-day fast once a month. These are all ways to dramatically improve your gut health. And if you're somebody who has a gut that constantly is having issues, no matter what you try to do, fasting is probably going to be one of the biggest answers that you have been missing. Now let's talk about detoxification. As you know, we live in a very toxic world and your liver is taking the brunt of all the toxins that you come in contact with every day. So whenever you're fasting, you're going to find that the fasting is going to promote liver health. It's going to help remove toxins that are stored in the liver, these toxins that are stored in your fat cells. You didn't know this probably, but toxins actually store in the fat cells. It's like a self-preservation mechanism for your body. So when you come in contact with toxins, your body stores them in the tissues, the deep tissues, so that they don't kill you. But now your liver has to deal with them. So when you're fasting, it helps get rid of these toxins. It's going to help enhance your liver function in bioproduction, which is very important for those who are trying to rid themselves of toxins. The toxins are filtered out by the liver, they go into the bile, You got to get those toxins moving out. In fact, many people suffer greatly with gallbladder issues, and toxins are believed to be one of the reasons as to why. And of course, this is going to reduce your risk of fatty liver disease, which so many of you are facing today. Now let's get back to the topic of health span and anti-aging. We talked about all of the major diseases that we face as a society. Number 1, 2, and 3, cancer, heart disease, and diabetes. Now we talked about how fasting is the cure for these issues. Now we know that fasting is going to be a really big part of an anti-aging protocol. So whenever you're fasting, it's going to lower oxidative stress and help reduce DNA damage. It's going to activate longevity genes, like one called the SIRT1 gene, which is really powerful for anti-aging, and also is going to mimic some of the effects of calorie restriction and the benefits that it has on a longer and healthier lifespan. So we have to look at fasting as not only the cure, but also the way to live a better life. Now let's take a look at the different types of fasting and the specific benefits that they offer. We first start with 16 and 8 intermittent fasting. This is something that I utilize several days throughout the week. What this is most likely going to do for you is balance your blood sugar and promote fat loss. So it's going to improve that insulin sensitivity. Then we have the 1 meal a day. It's like that 24-hour fast. And this is really going to be great for your digestion. This is going to be great for insulin sensitivity too, and fat loss. I like to do a 1 meal a day, a 24-hour fast at least once a week. Now we have the 48-hour fast. 48-hour fasts are great, being utilized every other week. And I typically like these because they're more likely to boost autophagy and start promoting that deep healing. And then from there, we look at the more prolonged fast. This is going to be the 3 to 7 day fast. Not only are you going to get all the benefits that we already mentioned, but you're really going to get that full body regenerative effect. And it's going to act as a complete immune system reset. So those who are suffering from an autoimmune disorder, this is where you're going to get the most benefit. Those who are looking for fasting to really help at a deep cellular level, this is where you're going to get the most benefit. These are the benefits that fasting has to offer you. This is why fasting is the cure. I'd love to see you in my natural health community called Health Club. Click on the link below. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I inspired you to start utilizing fasting as a way to cure your body from the ailments that you face today. I'm Dr. Nick Zarowski. If you love this video, I bet you'll love this one next.